And the pharmaceutical company Pfizer has announced its vaccine is 90% effective against COVID-19. That according to early data from their clinical vaccine trial.
And that's quite the encouraging news this afternoon. And here to give us details is our chief health editor, Dr. Nandi. Dr. Nandi, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
90% sounds very impressive, but let's break this down so we exactly know what we're talking about when we talk about how many confirmed cases of COVID-19 were documented.
First of all, anybody who knows me knows how excited I am about this, right? I'm so excited. Why? Because I know the vaccine will have a serious impact on this pandemic and can normalize our lives, is what the hope is, right? Especially if what Pfizer says really holds true, that this vaccine gives protection just 7 days after participants get their second shot. Now, back to your specific question, how many COVID-19 cases did Pfizer document so far? And it's 94. There were 94 confirmed cases in the interim analysis. Now, I know what you're thinking. This doesn't seem like a lot since 43,000 have volunteered, but this study is not finished. Pfizer is monitoring all the participants for a full 2 months, and that 2-month mark ends at about the 3rd week of November.
All right, so Dr. Nandi, 90% effectiveness. That means some folks who were given the vaccine actually got the coronavirus then, correct?
That's absolutely correct. So remember, we have 2 groups here, right? Half got the vaccine, Glenda, and the other half got placebo shots. About 90% of those who caught the virus were in the placebo shot, right? The placebo group. And while roughly 10% of infections were in the group that got the vaccine. But I have to be honest here, those numbers might already be slightly skewed, and here's why. Pfizer did not test everyone in the trial. They only tested participants who developed symptoms. And we all know that you can catch the virus and be asymptomatic. Having said that, even if that 90% rate drops, you just have to be 60% or above regarding effectiveness, right? Because that's what's needed to apply for the emergency authorization or approval.
So it's quite possible that that 90% effectiveness could change.
Yes, very possible, mainly because the study is ongoing, right? We're still getting more results. And Pfizer needs to have at least 164 confirmed COVID cases, Glenda, and that has to be documented as outlined by the FDA. So they still need to document 70 additional cases, and that could impact the current interim efficacy rate.
So this vaccine was projected, doctor, to be ready by the end of the year because of this new information of this 90% effectiveness. Any chance it'll be ready sooner?
I'd love to say yes, but it's really unlikely, Brian. First of all, Pfizer would need to seek emergency use authorization by the FDA, right? Which they're planning to do later this month. Assuming they're granted this, I believe they'll have limited doses at first, which need to be rationed out, as we said before. However, Pfizer said they plan to have 50 million vaccine doses that will be available globally this year, and the goal to make 1.3 billion next year. At the end of the day, this is great news because this gives us a chance, a fighting chance against this virus. Until then, continue to do everything we've talked about, right? To keep yourself safe and not get this virus.
We have to do what we can. Dr. Nandi, thank you for this encouraging news and explaining it to us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
Well, if you have a coronavirus question or any question for the good doctor, you can email him at drnandi@askdrnandi.com. Send it to us, Facebook or Twitter. And of course, we'll get it right to him. Brian.